dramatic scene.
I went 30 days without a phone.
Total social media blackout.
And I want to share that with you guys.
So just to be like straightforward, I wasn't planning on recording any of this. I was just planning on like doing this for myself. You know, like I've been dwindling off my phone for years. And like somehow I was like, woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go 30 days without my cell phone. And so after doing this experiment, I went on to see if other YouTubers have done it. And I found out they have, which is pretty cool. Like this one dude, I think he ended up going the 30 days. And this other dude, he ended up going a little while, and then he had to switch to his smartwatch. But then I realized I kind of took this to the extreme. I was trying to eliminate all distractions. I'm talking like music, social media, news, phone. If I wanted to like see any kind of social media, and I'm not talking about scrolling through my Instagram feed. If I wanted to get on there to send someone a message, I had to go to a coffee shop to do so. No laptop access out in the woods. Kind of took it to the extreme, but like I'm a Kyle, so you know, that's just how I do things. Dude, it's a rainy day out. I'm about to head to Washington in a couple days, I think. The rules I kind of set for myself. So I got rid of my phone, so I don't have any security measures. So if I want to call somebody, I have to borrow somebody else's phone to do that. Second, if I want Wi-Fi, internet access, watch TV, video games, I have to go to a coffee shop. You know, one thing not having a phone is I spent a ton of time building my vehicle. Building my vehicle instead of constantly trying to change what's on the radio or what's playing on my phone or constantly getting distracted or the memes my friends are sending me. I was concentrating on the task that I had to do, and I got it done. Good morning. Getting my coffee all good and awesome. See those grits? That's what you need. Consistency in order to put it. You know, I just think about, this is probably the first Mustang to be out here. Like, in a long time, you know what I mean? I do, you know, some fun stuff with my car. People are like, oh my gosh, I would never do that. Bitch, your grandpa did it. You know what I'm saying? Your grandma did it. Like, this is what she had. You know, a lot of times they didn't have four-wheel drive. This is what they drove. And I'm just trying to have as much balls as my grandma. Like, you know, that's not so. Every day is just like, I'm a kid again. And this is amazing. And I love it. Last night, it sucked. Actually. Because last night was one of those first nights where I felt uncomfortable. I wanted a distraction. Food. I went to 7-Eleven, drove at 4 in the morning, and got myself a cup of decaf coffee. I was gonna get chips, but it's 4 in the morning. I felt bad because I felt like the guy was gonna judge me. Anyway, it's like there's a lot of weirdos out there, and I was like, yeah, I'm one of them. Up at 4 in the morning. Even though I'm out in the woods, I drove all the way out here, like 10 miles round trip, just so I can get some feel good dopamine, sparkling water. I don't know, it was day 10 or stuff, man, especially when you can't sleep. And you have YouTube and you have your phone, you have DVDs. You can't play video games. You know what really sucks is when you feel claustrophobic. I don't know, sometimes I feel claustrophobic and like sometimes it's just like YouTube. It's almost like, you know, it feels like it calms you down, and it doesn't. It distracts you. It's Ethan! It's cold. Yo. You know what's crazy? It's been like, I don't know, 2 weeks. And one thing I've realized is I only need like 15 minutes of internet time a week. That's it. So that means all the rest of the time, I'm wasting. That's a lot of time. And one thing that's cool too is like, let's say you have a thought. And instead of looking it up right away, I write it down, and that thought morphs over time into what I actually want. And so a week goes by and I go on the internet, and it takes me 2 seconds to look up what I need to look up. The thing is, when you're lonely, you tend to do toxic habits like, let's say, drink more, smoke more weed, nicotine, on your cell phone. I see people, this is a big thing. And that's the kind of society we're living in where, you know, you have a constant high. A cell phone's a high, nicotine's a high, weed's a high, alcohol's a high, dating websites are a high, cell phone's a high. When you have a cell phone, it's a high, computer games a high, TV's a high. we're having nonstop highs. And that's why depression and loneliness and all this stuff's creeping up, is because we're literally doing it to ourselves, and we need to get rid of our cell phone, turn off the TV, get rid of these addictions, and go out in nature and have fun and forget about all that stupid crap. But get out of this bad habit of having your phones out, because the only thing, if they're not there, they shouldn't be texting you. That's why when I took my trip and my grandpa passed away and I didn't go to his funeral, it wasn't because I didn't want to go to his funeral, it's because that's not what I needed to be thinking about at that time. I'm trying to be healthy and fix myself, and I can mourn and do that stuff on my own time at a later date. And that's why it's so toxic to always be texting your family and this and that, is because you never actually miss them. Go have fun and enjoy your life and enjoy your day. Get a dog, take him for a walk. Even if you go flat broke, it doesn't matter. As long as you're having fun and being happy, that's all that matters. Money does not matter whatsoever. Doesn't matter. So one thing I've been learning, if you go look up an address on Google Maps, let's say you go, I go to the coffee shop because I give myself, a couple days a week to go to a coffee shop, whatever. Go look up an address real quick, and then a lot of times I'll get the address and I go to plug in this Garmin and it's not in the Garmin, which sucks. So what I'll have to do, let's say, is I'll just be like, okay, man, like let's say something's over here. I had to go over here, right? And this Garmin wouldn't pull it up, but Google Maps did. And so I just had to pull it up here, zoom in, kind of get the area, and then just go. I do have a map. This thing is boss. You can write on it. It's waterproof. You can mark on it. Yeah, so just being extra prepared, not having a phone. I've noticed without a phone, I'm more prepared. And since I'm more prepared, I'm not worried about situations like breaking down or anything like that, because I have the tools that I need in my vehicle. If I break down, I have the belts. Worst comes to worst, I like to use my head. You're in situations for a reason, and I think a cell phone's kind of like a cheat code. It was just so nice because when I was driving, instead of being worried about having reception and breaking down and this and that, I was enjoying the scenery and everything around me, and I wasn't concentrated on my Garmin, looking at that, counting down the minutes. When I travel, I'm just like, okay, it's gonna be this about a time, and I just take my Garmin or I turn it away or whatever. But I don't look at it, because I notice when you don't look at it and you're just enjoying everything, your dog, and just enjoying and living in the moment, which is so hard to do for someone like me that has ADD and ADHD and, alcoholism. I quit. It's been 4 years. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's really hard for me to concentrate. And having a phone distracts the hell out of me. I will sit here in my vehicle and swipe. When I pull up to places, when I go to the gym, when I'm sitting in between reps, when I see other people, I see myself, and I've noticed how much of a waste of a time it really is. How many people just sit there and they just swipe for no reason, sitting in their car, which I did too. It's like Groundhog's Day, Curse of the Black Pearl, dude. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Dopamine Rush. The non-stop dopamine rush. I can't feel the wind on my face or the touch of a pretty woman. Sucks balls, man. I mean, unless you like sucking balls, then it is not like sucking balls. It is like something that you just do not like. But it's hard, because I'm just going to tell you guys right now, is it possible to live in this world without a phone? Yes. Is it difficult? Oh, yeah! There's some things that, like, my sister, recently, my sister's pet passed away. She had to put him down, yesterday, actually. And some things I would like to call right away and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, this and that. I think that it's healthier to wait and communicate with my sister and have that conversation maybe in person or at a later date when she's healed. I'm saying, man, this phone's damaging, dude. People think they can multitask. And what they end up doing is they're reading everything on their phone, and then everything that's coming through their ears is actually going in one mouth and out the other. I mean, technically listening, they're hearing you, but they're not hearing you. And so I feel like when people are scrolling on their phones, one, it's super annoying, disrespectful, and they're not even there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm watching people trying to explain something, and they're trying to go through their phone, it's like molasses, because they will say a couple words, and they'll just, and then they'll say a couple more words, and then they'll go back to it. By the end of it, you don't even know what they're saying, and you could explain the whole thing better by getting off the phone, because it's a constant distraction. Oh yeah, and I don't watch porn. Not having that temptation, not having the ability to watch it is amazing. So it's great. It's a win-win. Win. About running over. Oh, on a bike? What happens when you're on a bike?
A lot of times when I'm riding my bike, I'll look inside the cars. I always want to see their eyes, and I'll look at the eyes of these people. And sometimes they'll be on their phone looking directly at me. I'll go ahead and go in front of them because I think they see me, and then they'll go forward like they're going to run me over.
Yeah.
Because they don't even see you.
Yeah.
Definitely their brain is disconnected.
Definitely. And what's funny is because I want to get mad at people driving on their phones so much, but I literally can't. Because I'm looking at myself in a mirror every single time. Now, I suppose what was very hard in the beginning about quitting your phone, the only thing you're doing is you think you're looking out and you're like, man, my life's so great because I'm on my phone, but really you're judging everyone else. You're judging everyone else for being on their phone, but really I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
Two of my veneers need replacing, and so, you know, the VA's been talking to my dentist, and so they've been having a real tough time to try to contact me because I pretty much have to like borrow someone's phone and then contact them. The only thing that's really nice about all that mess is, let's say you're waiting for a package and you can't like check to see where it is all the time. And so when it arrives, and you're like, oh, cool, man. Or sometimes it's like 3 days past when it arrives, you go to P.O. Box and you're like, yo, man, I got a package. Like, and so it feels like Christmas. It feels good. Like, so that's pretty great. I got that back. Yeah, today's technically 30 days. Well, I don't know, man. I broke my phone and I messaged my mom September 10th. Dude, there's this squirrel in the backyard teasing my dog right now, dude. Cusco! Cusco. Did you see the squirrel? You see it? It's over there. I know you saw it. Come on. Come here, Cusco. Cusco. Hey. Don't. Take it slow. Good boy. I think this video is coming to an end. And I would encourage everyone to do exactly what, just somehow do what I just did. But it's kind of hard because I'm medically retired from the military. And so I legit don't have to work. And so the fact is, I could literally drink myself all day and still get paid every month. So the fact is, I can do this cell phone experiment, and a lot of people can't. You know, because they're like, oh, well, my job and this and that, but it's hard. Because then you got to go deeper. Just because it can be invented doesn't mean it should. And just because the whole world is doing it doesn't mean you should too. One thing I've learned is humans are more flockable than sheep. Be that black sheep.
I mean, that's about it. That's the kit and caboodle.
Gotta do some squats, dog.